Oh, oh, are we live? Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear me? Am I coming in 5x5? What's going on? What's going on? Oh. Yeah. A little echo maybe. Is this thing going to kick off? We'll see. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Morning. How's everybody doing this fine day? Saturday, December 16th, 8 a.m. Central Time, promptly on schedule. That's right. I am. What is going on? I had to do some last minute configuration because my configuration was messed up. I have a new computer that hopefully will do much better handling large loads of stuff. That didn't sound very good. Anyways, oh my goodness, good turnout today already. I could see it. I already see it. Who's good to see ya? Chris, Joe, Blake, Laramie, Ryan. Did I get my mouse to work? Good question. That's another whole story. Your mic settings are different too. You have way more low in the middle. Oh, interesting. That may be. I don't know. Some things are different. Got that classic V. Let's see. I know I'm starting. Oh, yeah, let me switch my chat. Caverna, I see you. Thanks for stopping by. Victor, Shanbot, Jim, morning. So I'm getting some updated chat stuff. Lou, good to see you. Lou K. All right. Yeah, baby. It's going to be a good day already. I could see it. And this is what I needed because I just got done traveling, which I don't do very often and sometimes throws me off, especially like my internal timing and stuff. What's up, Harrigan? Good to see you. Thanks for signing in, signing the ledger. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, I'm sporting the cap. You don't see me in the cap very often. This thing freaking hurts, though. Like, I don't have it broken in. So it's like right here. If I took it off, you'd probably see a big red mark right in the center of my head. So, but I figure I'd sport it. I'd probably have to have it a little bit off to the right or left, I'm guessing. But, whatever. Whatever the kids are doing nowadays. He said kids. He's old. Screw this guy. Anyways. Yeah. Where was I going to go? Anyways, yes. So mouse issue. Yes, I got it done. So the situation was from last week, for those that weren't here, is the mouse scrolling was backwards. And they're like, just flip it. I have a Mac. Just flip it, Sean. The natural mouse setting in mice. Just hit the toggle switch. And I would, and it wouldn't do anything. And because I had... because I wasn't very far into like installing all my software on this new computer, I just factory reset it again and like hope for the best. And that took care of it. So it's all done. It's finished. Thank you for everybody's tech support. I really appreciate it. But it's, yes, much better. And then now it's everything. And I will say, OBS. Man, if you tuned into my Twitter stream, I probably have 12 to 15 updates on OBS 30.31 or 30.1. Man, that thing would just, and that was part of the issue, maybe not the scrolling part, but I would have OBS up, I'd get it configured, I would close it, it would automatically generate a unexpected error, unexpected error, OBS close unexpectedly. And then if you relaunched it, and if there was an error, it gives you the option to run normally or start up in safe mode. And it would just keep repeating. And so I troubleshot that for OBS people, for them and their QA staff, because they would say, but Sean, it's like probably it's probably a plugin issue. Like, so just deactivate your plugins and you'll be fine. No, it wasn't a plugin issue because I didn't have any plugins installed and it's a fresh install of an OS. Like I had nothing default right version of OBS for Apple Apple Silicon, because you could have installed like the Intel. Well, that's the thing too. So, because I switched from Intel Mac to Apple Silicon, there could be some issues. So, like I just did from scratch. I'm gonna download all my software from scratch. Dude, I tune in this for D&D talk, and this guy's just talking about like Mac and Apples and their sucky computers. I can't even believe I tuned into this. Well, sorry, whoever you might be. So anyways, fresh install, rolled it back to OBS 29. OBS 29, launch, close, launch, close, no errors, launch, close. Put in a bunch of scenes, add a plugin, launch, close, everything's fine. Where's the Linux chat, right? For sure. Anyways, so Flint Fireforge, Dragonlance Royalty, good to see you, sir. Jason, good to see you. Tad, Accidental Rob, we probably should touch base, like, about Foundry Forge when we talk about it in BSRCon. It's like he's bugged my house. I know somebody's out there thinking that, or will think that. So when they play the or the recording back, they'll just like be out after the first 7 minutes. Anyways, we'll get to RPGs. I'm just catching you up on things, folks. I will. I'll hit you up, Rob. What's everybody doing? Question of the day. It is the 16th. Is it the question of what you're going to run in 2024? Do we do that question now? We still got like 1 more week. 2 more, actually, right? Is it too soon to do that one? What game you're going to get to the table, run in 2024? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Damned if you do. Not damned if you do. Good if you do. Let's do that one. I figured we'll do that one. We'll figure out the next 2 weeks later when they're here. But I want to have something today. Run. Game master. No playing. Game. No. Stop that. No. Don't answer that. Shh. Pretty face. Let's do your most anticipated RPG of 2024. Hell or high water. That's what I meant here again. Roger Francais. Roger, it must be French. The most anticipated game supplement that you're looking forward to in 2024. The most anticipated game you're looking to play or see in 2024. Buy, whatever it is. It's not out yet. You know it's coming. There's talks of it coming. It's going to be released, you think. It's a Kickstarter that might be arriving. So a Kickstarter that got kickstarted in 2023, 2022, 2010. That's coming out in 2024. Finally, Salt Heart, good to see you. What are you hoping to see? Most anticipated, man. I'm waiting for this thing to come out. I have one. I have one right off the top of my head. Okay, so not running. We'll do that one next week or the week after. Most anticipated RPG supplement or game, system, rules, book, whatever. I mean, you could have Justin Alexander's game or book is out, so you can't really anticipate that. So it's not out yet. And you're just, I've just been waiting on this thing for it to come out. Really more of a setting, but I want to run a 5e Lord of the Rings Moria game. Whoa. Right? The One Ring Moria, Phil McClory, boom, gauntlets, poosh, boom. Splosh, says Phil. Spilosh. Orcus Dorcas, I thought we did this question a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago was play. I think, right? The game that you want to play most. Could be one and the same. But that's different. A game that you want to play that you haven't played before, that could be out since the 1970s. This one it's not out. You want to get you're most anticipating it for whatever reason. I'm not even saying playing or jamming because most of us will buy it anyway and maybe not get it to the table. Jim says, and by the way, hello Orcus Dorcas. Jim says Adventure Time Kickstarter's coming up. Is that one you're waiting on, Jim? That's your most anticipated. I wouldn't have thought that from you, but that's okay. You're keeping me on my toes. I like that, Jim. Switching it up a little. Roger Francais, is the new Orbital Blue supplement planned for 2024? If so, that one. I'm not sure. Accidental Rob, Jason Alexander. Jason Alexander did a GM book on So You Want to Be a GM by Jason Alexander, written in the style of Seinfeld. Him and Justin get mixed up all the time. Blake, Woods at Blight Hollow. Oh my, I should probably put these up, right? Sorry, guys. So Blake says Woods at Blight's Hollow, folk horror fairy tales. All right, let me see. Let me get back here. Oh, I might have missed the fool. Harrigan says Dolmenwood. Chris says Arkham Herald. Arkham Herald, angels sang, glory to the Cthulhu King. Hey, I think I got something there. What do you think? Saltheart, going back. Really more of a setting, but I want to run a 5e Lord of the Rings Moria game. Nice. Phil, of course, the One Ring, Moria. Nice. Roger, Orbital Blue supplement plan for 2024. If so, that one. All right. Man, it feels like yesterday when you asked this on the show last year, and I played exactly none of my answers. So I switched it up. I'll give you like a week or two to come up with the games you want to play next year. This one is the most anticipated of 2024. And I'll tell you why. EN World, I haven't gotten it up, but EN World's asking that question. And I figured that's probably a good question this week to ask. Ty, good to see you, Ty. Morning, Ty. Cryptid Creeks, dude. In my best California accent. Sean, accents are taboo for a reason. Yes, they are. Wayne, good morning, Wayne. I waved to Wayne when I was going through his airport because it's his airport, not Atlanta's airport. Question is, Wayne, what is your most anticipated RPG launch, product, supplement, system, mechanic, book that's coming in 2024? Kickstarter, crowdfunder, backer kidder. Ryan says, is Shadow of the Weird Wizard supposed to release in 2024? Oh, see, it can't be most anticipated if you don't know. Come on, Ryan. Am I right? Am I right, guys? Oh, there it is. There's the one. Does the Mothership 2E fulfillment count? I think we've been patient enough. Hey-o, shots fired. That's the one I was going to say would be Mothership. Or Moria. Probably Moria for me, but Mothership is probably up there. Although, I don't know if my excitement has fizzled over the... When was that thing kickstarted? 2020? 2020 is hindsight is 2020. I don't know. Shad said, hello, Orcus Dorcas, like Jerry would say, hello, Newman. I'm going to start doing that to Orcus Dorcas anyway. Hello, Orcus Dorcas. My sister-in-law gets, I talk to her like that. Helen is her name. I say, hello, Helen. And it's an inside joke because, well, she had some work done on her house and the contractors would answer the phone from her when she would call just like that. for maybe obvious reasons, maybe not, but regardless, I always find that greeting quite humorous. Who says my first? Borg Ronin. Is that one? I don't know that one. Who's? Roger says glory to the Yellow King. So is that a product, or are you just saying glory to the Yellow King, Roger? Are you just paying homage publicly so that the Yellow King knows? Jason says Gloomhaven role-playing game. Really? That's the one you're looking forward to, huh? Ah, big Gloomhaven fan, huh? Accidental Rob says Electric State coming out in 2024. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I think with Free League, we could bring it up and see. Is it planned? Let's see. Electric State. Boogie woogie woogie. It's electric. Boogie woogie. The Electric State role-playing game by Freilega. Yeah, buddy. Here we go. Let's see. It says I don't know. Rewards, updates. Where does it say when? I don't know if I gotta. They probably bury it like when it's supposed to come out. Or I gotta watch the video. Does anybody know? Am I just not looking at the right place? Oh, estimated delivery. Here we go. Look at the awards, Sean. Estimated delivery November 2024. Ooh, that's a long one. That's a long one to wait for, Rob. 2024 November. And if it's delayed, you might be looking at 2025. But then it could be your most anticipated RPG that you're looking for in 2025. So you got that going for you, which is pretty nice. Anyways. Click. Merry Cthulhu to you as well, Flint. Stick to singing. Thank you, Orcus. Thanks, Orcus Dorcas. Wayne says Dolmenwood. If I had to rank them, I would say probably Moria, Dolmenwood, Mothership. Tad says, I'd say physical Mothership books too. Am I allowed to have more than one? I'm so bad at hype, I don't know what I'm looking forward to. Anything before I get to look at it. Says Larmy. I think it got cut off. Laramie, you got to live for something. You got to have something. So keeps you going day to day. Looking forward to the future. Shambot says Storm and Root expansion for the Wild Sea. Uh-oh. When you see it, your excitement will unfizzle, Sean. Oh, no. Really? Oh, which one? The Mothership one? Oh, boy. Nubis says Mothership feels weird to say. I've been playing it for so long. I'll say the Fist boxed set instead. Nubis is residential Mothership fan for sure. Okay. Fist box set. Box set. It's box set. This is like top-notch entertainment today, folks. Morning, William Thorpe. Good to see you. Don't forget to smash the like button, folks. Ryan West, you're too kind. Thank you very much. Or the dislike button, if you would like to do that as well. It's a free country. It's a free country for now. I mean, for now, till like our AI overlords takes us over and makes you hit the smash like button. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you will, if you haven't already. And wouldn't you want to be notified? And if you do, you would want to probably hit the bell. Oh, Roger was adding to my Hark the Cthulhu song. Sorry. See, text and chat is so hard sometimes. Phil says, when the mothership box lands on the doorstep and you open that beauty up, it'll get the space horror juices flowing and ignite the itch to run and play it. Phil knows me. He does kind of know me. That may be true, Phil. I do have Death in Space over here, and I do have Alien. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I don't know. Building Better Worlds, anybody? Anybody getting in on this? Building Better Worlds. So it's a complete campaign module for Alien. So I thought it was more of a builder book, if you will, which it is, but I didn't expect it to be like campaign module. Giving you all the tools, right? You need to run a full open world campaign as pioneering explorers or colonists. 292 pages. No, Free League is, I did not get this. I pre-ordered this and got it delivered. Free League is not paying for this endorsement. I don't know if I would want them to, because I could always tear it apart later. Hey, I'm a shill, but I'm not a bought shill, okay? All right? Anyways, there's the history. Who else did anybody else get this? Saul Hart says, nobody anticipating the Smurfs RPG? I feel betrayed. I would say, Kevin, that it just needs to do more marketing. Like, is there news? Have you guys put out anything press release? I think it's getting buried. But I think that might be the case. And frankly, did we know it was coming out in 2024? Some of us in the chat know it's under development, but I don't know when it's going to be released. So going back to the Free League, this thing's like history of colonization, creating explorers and colonists, expanding character creation rules, 2 archetypes, gear and ships, new chapter with equipment, weapons, and spacecraft, systems and colonies. There's 36 new worlds to explore, including the far Spinwood colonies, Wayland Yutani extrasolar species catalog, a host of new horrible xenomorphs to encounter. I love how they say to encounter instead of to kill your player characters with. Cute, subtle. The Lost Worlds, the framework and backstory for a massive sandbox campaign set in the distant reaches of the far Spinwood colonies. The Expeditions, 7 thrilling missions for your explorers, playable in any order. And then making your own better worlds, tools for creating worlds to explore and colonizing them with new settlements. So there you go. I have not delved too deep into that one yet. So Mothership Alien, I'd like to get Alien to the table eventually. Jason says, this is a good time to inventory all the TTRPGs I backed and forgot I backed, like X-Crawl. Sure, let's go with X-Crawl over Gloomhaven. Oh! Calling an audible at the line. Right? Is that sports ball? Good sports ball reference? Ty says, is Electric State equal Electric Company from Sesame Street? I believe Electric Company is different than Sesame Street. They may have been in the same lineup, like back to back, but they are 2 different shows, Ty. Just wanted to point that out. And no, they're not the same. Accidental Rob says yes. Orcus Dorcas says, I'll say Bud and Alex's follow-up to Viral. Not just because they are my friends, but it's going to be even better than Viral was. And also, they are my friends. Yeah, so if you don't know what he's talking about, Bud from Bud's Review and Alex wrote Viral. It's a module you could get on Drive-Thru RPG. I actually owned it and bought it. So they're, I guess, writing a follow-up to it. So it's supposed to be pretty good, the first one. Sean, sorry, buddy. I look forward to what's in front of me, not what I could not yet see. I'm more of a here and now fella. Oh, so you're like a I'll believe it when I see it kind of guy. Harrigan's Sean, my excitement for Mothership might have fizzled. Uh-oh. Oh. That's me. He's saying me. Yes. Fist sounds like a Chuck Norris film. Indeed. Harrigan, wait till you see it. Your excitement will turn. There, clear. Thanks. I'm going to read the chat out of sequence and see what happens. Oh, Tad says Zone Wars. Mutineer Zero skirmish game is also of interest. All right. Zone Wars. I think you could play a duck in Zone Wars, can't you? I thought a duck miniature. We all know how I feel about ducks. Shucky ducky quack quack. Orcus Dorcas. Oh, and Kevin Smurfs. It's going to be a mother smurfing the smurfing Smurfs issues. Indeed. I couldn't have summed it up. I couldn't have smurfed it any better. Wayne says, actually, Rustwater is my most anticipated for reasons. Wow. Rustwater. Huh. Just getting it out of a weird trough out in the back. Waiting for that oxidation. Saltheart says, looking forward to playing Rustwater at BSRCon. Somebody's running Rustwater. Better Building Better Worlds lands in game stores January 16th. Yeah, baby. Looking forward to picking it up, Sevsville. Nelson says, I've got that one on order through my FLGS. It's good to see you, Nelson. I am being... Can you play Gargamel? I'm not buying the Smurfs unless I can play Gargamel. Well, Sean, that's because you can. That's actually what the GM does, is play Gargamel. Sold. Oh, I forgot to unscrew the cap. My old vanilla Coke. Had it in the freezer this morning. It's quite cold. Right on the cusp of freezing. Refreshing. This stream not sponsored by Coca-Cola. Coke. Grab a Coke. I don't know what there's, whatever. We can't have this guy do our ads. He can't even freaking read them right. Ty says Free League is deceiving name without it being free. Well, that's because if you're buying the league, Ty, the league is free, but nothing else is. That's the catch. That's where they get you, as my dad would say. Flint says, I didn't back it, but I'd like to run the TMNT RPG. I think the PDF will be released in 2024. Cowabunga, man. Chris says, Kill, Omaha, Gold, right? That's a sports ball audible. That's right. Yes, Kill, Omaha, Gold, right. 75. I don't know. The electric company and Morgan Freeman, Jim says. That's like, that's kid gold there. Accidental Rob says, coming to Kickstarter in 2024, Sesame Street, the RPG. Rob, I don't know, because you might not have tuned in like a while ago, but I don't know if I ever told you. Some of the folks in the chat know this. There was a guy named Michael Brown, and Michael was part of the Dead Game Society. The Dead Game Society is a group of guys in the Midwest that kind of started this thing where they would mostly run games, and specifically at conventions that were out of print, right? So dead game to them could potentially be 3.0 now, 3.5, right? It's out of print. It's a dead game. So they would run those, but most of them are kind of older. And Michael would always make it a very big hoop-de-doo when he would run a game. And I have pictures of him from when I, like, Gary Con 2 or Gary Con 3. Gary Con's up to, like, 11 or 12 now. So about 10 years ago. He would run, like, the first game I ever sat in on of his was Murder on the Love Boat. Or was it Horror on the Love Boat? He would dress up as Captain Stubing in like a little captain outfit with a captain hat and a wig, like half bald wig with the hair around the edges. And so he would play Captain Stubing. He was the game master. And then each one of us played a cast member of the Love Boat. The rule set was Call of Cthulhu D20. Right? It's just awesome. The next one he would run. And then he had this big like Fisher Price boat ship. And that is what he would use as like a map. Like, where are you guys? And then he would have the little preschool Fisher Price character things, plastic figures to move around. Like, okay, you're this guy. I think it was, Isaac, Doc, Julie, right? So the next one I sat in was Catastrophe. So he dressed up like Gene Simmons, which I have a picture of. And then that was using rules Marvel Phaser Rip, or TSR Phaser Rip Marvel Superheroes RPG. And you played each member of KISS. And then, you guys kind of had, you had special powers to combat whatever would happen at the concert kind of thing. He's kind of gone off grid. I haven't seen him in years. But one of the games, going to your point, that he ran was Horror on Sesame Street. Nightmare on Sesame Street. I think it was Nightmare on Sesame Street. And it was I think it was still using Call of Cthulhu D20 rules, if I'm not mistaken. And he had hand puppets for each character. Bert, Ernie, Oscar, Cookie Monster. Like, there was a few, right? And each one had a hand puppet, so you'd have the hand puppet and then the character sheet. And the character sheets that he did looked like they were done in crayon. That somebody just kind of wrote it out in crayon, like a very legible, 6-year-old kid would write. So it's, and then he would dress up like Bob, right? So he had this like wig that looked like very 70s, like kind of a bowl part haircut, straight hair, bell bottoms, pinstripe bell bottoms, and like a yellow or mustard shirt with like a weird looking vest with pinstripes on it. So yes, Sesame Street the RPG has been touched upon, I guess. It's really good. Flint says, I was recently notified that I backed Knave 2, and it came in towards the end of the month. Well, there you go. Let's see. Tad says, Steamboat Willie enters the public domain in January. I'm sure we'll see a rush to market Mickey Mouse Riverboat RPG in 2024. I don't think it'll beat Pooh, but, here's to hope, right? I can't say that. I can't say Winnie the, because my monetization gets hit. Can you believe that? That the video where we were talking about Winnie the Pooh going into the public domain, they're like, we can only monetize part of your video. I'm like, what video is that? I think I said this last time too. So there you go. No, Shad, I think you're presuming I'm more negative than I am. I don't need to be excited for what's not in my head. When I'm excited for what I already have, my joy is now. Fair enough. Laramie, you live in the moment. I got it. I got you, man. FYI, Salt Heart says, no Kickstarter, straight to retail for the Smurfs. Yeah, they got funding. They don't need to, they already got it. They don't need it. Job. My excitement for upcoming RPGs was waned dramatically, focusing more on released RPGs. There's plenty of those on my bucket list for sure, Nubis. No question. Sunny days, chasing those clouds away. Word. Love Boat. First time I ever set eyes on Marky Post. Right? Marky Post. What else did she play on? She's most known for Night Court. The original Night Court. Little crushy crush, Rob. That's utterly amazing. Yeah. He's super like that, all production. And he's a good game master too. Like you could do a good production and be a real crappy game master, but he was good too. But also the rules were like to him like not a big deal. Like he didn't memorize all the character sheets. He would just kind of go, give me a roll, do this skill. It would be fine. Yeah, Night Court. There's Jim. Yeah. Accidental Rob has good taste. Fraser Ronald. There's Fraser. Good to see you, Fraser. I call him Phrase because, we're tight like that. We go back. Swords Edge Publishing. Whacha! Swords Edge. Whacha! Yeah, you could take that as an audio snippet if you'd like, Fraser, if you want to tie that to a logo. Swords Edge Publishing. Whacha! You can do it. You could use it if you'd like. I'm not expecting any royalties or anything. All right, let's get to some stuff. We've been talking quite a while here, and let's get into some RPG stuff, news stuff that's going on. Mike Post theme song, not to be mistaken for Marky Post theme song. Mike Post, guy of the 80s, must have did like 12 intro songs to 80s TV shows to include Magnum PI and much more. Hi, Fraser. Hi, Rob. That's hilarious. I can just hear you guys saying that. Huh. We got 2/3 of accidental survivors here. Where's the third? Drink check. Oh, God, they're taking over the show. Be awesome if they were like standing off camera and they just pushed me off and then they took over. Coffee. Huh? Scotch? It's 8 a.m. Beer? All right. You guys have your catalog out there? Rob? Do you guys have your catalog out there still? If you don't, you still have the files, dude, put them up on Spotify. It's like free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just saying. Anyways, 6:30 in Ty's world. Whew. Guys. Nope, but I have most of the episode files. So Fraser, I'm guessing, just hypothetically speaking, that you probably don't have them out there because at the time it would cost to host MP3s, right? And you didn't probably want to keep paying monthly for a hosting fee when you're not doing the show. With I had the same feeling. That's why I moved Gaming and BS to Spotify. I just like exported the whole feed. I don't know. It doesn't cost anything, and you could upload them all. So just this thought. I don't know if you can do a mass upload. Probably not. But all right. Let's see. Start off with this. So John Kovalik, if you don't know who John is, he's local to me and does Dork Tower comic, and he's been around for quite some time. You may know him as the artiste behind many of the Munchkin games for Steve Jackson Games. And so he also does, some of you might not know, that ones that have been to Gamehole Con or have bought plushies from Gamehole Con. So Gamehole Con in Madison convention in October has a plushie every year. And this is the plushie I have from Gamehole Con, the Mimic plushie. So each year they do a plushie and sell it. And then the proceeds of that, go towards charity. And the one that also designs the plushies is John Kovalik. And he does it for free because it's for charity. So there you go. That's John. Super nice guy if you ever get to meet him. So he is got this print that you can purchase. The legendary Duck Tower. Shucky Ducky Quack Quack, man after my own heart. And the proceeds will be going towards Janelle Jacquet's GoFundMe. So she's having some health issues. And she's been a contributor to TTRPGs as a designer, writer, and artist. She's created material for a host of game systems since the earliest days of role-playing. And of course revere Janelle for her highly regarded work for RuneQuest. This includes such iconic titles as Griffin Mountain and the Cults of Terror, and of course the Judges Guild legendary Duck Tower, or Dark Tower, if you will. What's more, Janelle did the earliest depiction of a TTRPG duck as part art form for Worms Footnotes number 8, drawn in 1979. So she's now critically ill, and John has created this cool limited edition poster to help. 100% of the proceeds from both the prints and the original art will go towards Janelle Jaquet's GoFundMe. So, consider taking a look at that. Nope, and we're not going to let me post a dirty bugger. There you go. All right. Next. Ding ding, next up. There's a button, obviously, that used to be in one spot. It's driving me crazy. Oh no, it's not doing it again, is it? What is going on here? Oh my booger. It's not. I see what's going on again, which is strange. Hold on a second, you. All right, here we go. I think I got it squared away. If you haven't heard the news, Hasbro is cutting 1,100 jobs, despite D&D thriving. Their stock price has been going down into the tank for quite a few months. So, yeah, hot take. And so it's hit The Guardian, TechCrunch. So it's not just like hitting EN World this week. Elaine, 1,100 employees, according to the SEC filing. They already laid off 800 in January. So in 2023, close to 2,000 people from Hasbro, owners of Wizards of the Coast and D&D and Magic the Gathering. There also talks about others will be cut in the coming year. So not done yet. By 2025, Hasbro told shareholders the company hopes to save about $350 million to $400 million in costs. So Chris Cox, the CEO, will direct the company's attention toward licensing opportunities, scaling entertainment, and freeing up our own content dollars to drive new brand development. He blames the company's losses on vague marketing headwinds. So Hasbro's overall revenue declined 10% year over year, but Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast, the company that makes D&D and Magic, which brings in over $1 billion each year. In the division of the company that runs WotC and Digital Gaming, revenue is up 40% year over year to $423.6 million, netting a $203.4 million operating profit. Despite the huge growth, Hasbro as a whole has struggled. So it seems Cox is refocusing Hasbro's efforts on what actually is making the company money. So a lot of people, like, some of the headlines is like the toy section is really dragging them down. That's where much of the hit has been. AltaFox, I don't know if you remember those guys. They are the equity firm that have an investment into Hasbro. I think they still own quite a bit of shares. And they were trying to roust enough support to get a board seat, and then in an effort to spin Wizards of the Coast off again. And that failed. And they're probably sitting back smoking a cigar going, see, I told you guys. If you don't know about it, just look up Alta Fox, Wizards of the Coast. So D&D has become increasingly popular, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. They're at a crossroads. Its toy business is declining, yet it suddenly has an unexpected cash cow on its hands in Wizards of the Coast, which it bought 24 years ago. So the D&D strategy is a broad 4-quadrant strategy. I would lay those out in a cool graphic here, but, time permitting. Where we have this powerful brand that has similar awareness, say like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, said Cox on an investor call last December, which gave us an insight into the company's plans. But there are growing pains in Hasbro's attempt to turn D&D, a game system where groups of players develop their own plot and characters. We know what D&D is. While the movie got good reviews when it came out in March, it ultimately underperformed at the box office. So to position for growth, we must make sure our foundation is solid and profitable. Yeah, so that's kind of it from TechCrunch. Wizards of the Coast, or Ian World. So I'll put this in the link so people can reference this stuff if they so like. I cannot post in that window. Excuse me, it's driving me crazy. WotC on Ian World, somehow Ian World continues. It says CEO Chris Cox commented that headwinds we saw through the first 9 months of the year have continued into holiday, are likely to persist into 2024. An email to staff also published in the Wall Street Journal said, while we're confident in the future of Hasbro, the current environment demands that we do more, even if these choices are some of the hardest we have to make. I know this news is especially difficult during the holiday season. There's no sugarcoating how hard this is, particularly for the employees directly affected. Now, let's just briefly, people are like, holiday season cuts suck, for sure, no question. So what I suggest is we have to either do one of two things. We have to move the holidays, or we have to move the fiscal year for some companies so that they don't fall in December when all the holiday is, because that's kind of what the deal is. It's just they wanted to do it by, the end of the 2023 year time frame, right? Closing the books. Moving on. Same button again. Some of the people that have been affected, I don't know how this came about. I don't know if it was just like I saw on Twitter. Yeah, it looks like a lot of Twitter updates or social media updates from people that have been affected. So various folk working on D&D and WotC have started making statements in which indicate layoffs are happening right now. Remember, WotC's doing okay, but D&D designer Don Dillon, well, today was my last day at Wizards, not sure what's next. Graphic designer Tristan Falcone, to everyone at WotC getting cut today, and especially my fellow D&D members, may your talent, scoop them up ASAP. It's Hasbro loss. So he's not affected. But a lot of people have expressed some. I know there was a digital director that oversees D&D Beyond that was affected. I actually saw that firsthand on LinkedIn, if you will. Who else was affected here? Bree Heiss, much to my surprise, it's my last day at Wizards. Bree was the art director. Let's see. Senior development editor, Eaton Bernstein, Eytan. I think it's Eaton. Sorry, Eaton, if I pronounced your first name incorrectly. Amy Dallin, D&D Beyond producer and host. Larry Frum, FRUM, senior communications manager. Mike Merles, he was this previously senior management on D&D. Has been working a lot on Magic the Gathering recently, so he was laid off. He's been with them for a long time. Let's see. David McDarby, game designer at Magic the Gathering. Paul Sheehan, talent manager. Recruiting is not immune. It's usually the first guys and women to go in a company when there's layoffs. You don't need them if you're not hiring. Rob Sather, D&D art manager. Other confirmed folks include Chris Lindsay. He's been to Gamehole Con. And I've actually I picked up Chris one time from the airport. Very nice guy. Created DM's Guild. He's not there. Liz Shue. Liz has been seen in the D&D social medias before. Natalie Egan, community manager. Jesse Hill, art director. Mike Valancourt, Vanessa Cuanan, associate sysadmin. Michael Rexford is a senior data scientist. Ellie Lockhart, an analytics engineer. Jana Hodges, technical producer. Megan Galbraith Donahue, director of Magic the Gathering Universes Beyond Creative and Production. Desiree Dawn, program manager. David Hartless, D&D Beyond director. I think that's David, the one I saw on LinkedIn. And Shay Pierce, senior software engineer. And then here's the internal email. So we hope that they all land somewhere quickly. Best of luck to them. Very unfortunate circumstances to have heard and seen. So cutting jobs at WotC really makes it seem like this is only about end of quarter report and shareholders, not about actual function. For sure. It's definitely to appease shareholders. Yeah, I would agree. Because the company is losing shit tons of money. They got to do something. Well, and you know, they don't mention it, which I have to, I'm actually surprised, but Chris got quite a big bonus. And so the he's getting paid base pay of whatever $1 million plus X amount of $1 million in bonus, which is interesting because I don't know the CEO's comp plan by any means, but if you're losing money, you just don't get as big a bonus, I guess. I'll have to say, too, that I think he got a bonus for 2023 for the 2022 year. We don't know what he's going to get probably for 2023. If their stock has been tanking, Fraser says, I love the phrase underperformed. It made money, just not as much as we dreamed it could. Yeah. Hasbro needs to find a buyer for the consumer product division. They should also consider a buyer for WotC while they have momentum on the digital side. Fraser, Jason. Wayne says, I'm not sure what makes me shake my head more, the pearl-clutching vloggers or the fans that will scream and rage but inevitably support D&D anyway. Ryan, this article makes me feel bad. I better go buy a bunch of Play-Dohs and Furbies. Phil says, some significant names go from WotC with rumors of more cuts to come. Some of those folks might start looking for work elsewhere. What will this do to the quality of WotC books moving forward? Whenever there's a rift, dude, I'll just say, if you're in the recruiting space, hypothetically speaking, and there's a riff at a company, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can reach out to human resources and say, hey, heard about the latest riffs, or there's somebody there in HR that's like, hey, we've had a bunch of people that have been let go. We'd really like to find them different homes. Here are the people that have opted into this list that would be open to external help. Feel free to contact them directly. Here's a list of their contact information and their names. And in which case, a recruiter would go, great. I will reach out to a technical recruiter, hypothetically, and then I'll reach out to the technical people. Or you just reach out to them anyway, even the ones that aren't affected. So there are going to be people there that'll be like, I don't know if I want to wait around. So yeah, I'm going to flip the switch on LinkedIn and let people know I'm looking for work. And you may end up getting, that's why I think when they say companies, when they have these massive layoffs, sometimes they cut too deep. And what they mean is they might genuinely cut too deep, or they cut people and then more people leave, which then results in being cut too deep. And then they'll bounce back as things progress and gets better. They may not hire the same people back, but they will hire again. Most of the time, my experience. So we'll see. We shall see. It's just unfortunate all the way around. Sounds like peanut butter spread even cuts across the board. Yeah. What's up, Kev? It's a huge year for WotC. They've been taking a lot of heat on recent releases. Licensing is doing well. Campaign books not so much, says Phil. Cockatrice Nuggets, good to see it. WotC needs to get their D&D on, not focus on TTRPG books making billions. Can a toy company reinvent itself? Ask Mattel how 2023 went. Yeah, that's a good one. Toys R Us. I think even like at one point was Walmart's toys section really getting like slaughtered one year, or were they doing okay competing? But I mean, they're competing with like Amazon. I don't know. Toy is a weird space. Ty says, if D&D department is doing so well, why not keep them and fire from the departments that are not doing well? Why fire people that are making you money? Well, that's a complex question with a complex answer, but sometimes it's based on seniority. There's lots of things that companies look at. They look at seniority. They look at the role. Can they take? Do they need that person doing the role? So a lot of middle management gets affected because they'll just say, well, this person's a middle manager. We'll take them out, and then the 3 teams that they oversee will all report up to one other person. So it depends on how much money they make. Also, that's why you never want to be at the top of the scale for your role. Like, I want to be the highest paid person in my department is not the best strategy career-wise. It is if you want to ride it out, but just keep in mind that if decisions need to be made, so it's complicated. Orcus Dork says it makes total sense to cut many of your talent to save money in the long term because it worked for TSR. Oh, hey, shots fired. Well, yeah, that's a lot to unpack. Whew, yeesh. Fraser says Ty knows the score. Oh, man. All right. So anyone use this SRD 5.1 to make a 5e clone yet? Since it's got a Creative Commons. What is it? I don't remember what BY license is, but BY. Yeah, I don't know. They should, right? Just put it out there. Osric it. Jason says, still don't understand why Hasbro hasn't shopped theme park rights for its IP like D&D. Universal Parks is completely rebuilding based on interactive physical experiences. I would expect that D&D doesn't make, like, if it's not Marvel. So Universal's like, meh. But I agree. I mean, it's a licensing thing. They always need to license it to the hilt. Right. Harrigan hits it, Jason, because they have no idea how to make money off of it. Right. If there's not huge dollar signs, everybody knows. Not a bad idea, but that's like. So yeah, I don't know if I put this in there, but I will repost it, paste it just in case. So there you go. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. 2024. Yeah. 50th anniversary of D&D, and there's layoffs. It's kind of kooky. Don't even know if I want to bring this up here, but whatever. What are you going to do? I guess we'll just bear with me, Ty. I know Ty's not a big D&D guy. He gets ticked off when I talk about him, but God blast it all. I got to move that button. So speaking of D&D, the revised Player's Handbook will be the biggest Player's Handbook that D&D has ever sold. Again, bigger is better. And, like all the revised core books, will be compatible with the current edition. So at PAX, special edition of PAX dedicated to tabletop games, Wizards of the Coast designers presented a panel celebrating the upcoming 50th anniversary of D&D. At the end of that panel, they looked ahead to 2024 and the upcoming revised editions of the core rulebooks, previously codenamed 1D&D. The focus was on the first of the three, the Player's Handbook. Player's Handbook will be the biggest Player's Handbook that D&D has ever had. Ever! Said game design architect Jeremy Crawford. Not only is it the biggest in terms of number of pages, it will have more subclasses than Player's Handbooks have ever had. It has new spells, new feats, new weapon rules, including the weapon mastery options that many of you have playtested in Unearthed Arcana, and also mountains of brand new art. 48 subclasses, 4 for each of the 12 classes. Each will get their own illustration this time, as will each of the backgrounds players can choose from. The art for those is a series of literal backgrounds representing places you might have come from, with the mock-up page shown depicting a carnival for the charlatan, a temple topped with a giant sun disk for the acolyte, a peaceful valley for the hermit, and a workshop for the artisan. Those 4 backgrounds show off some more of the rules changes. It's now your background that affects your character's starting ability scores, and also your background gives you a special feat at first level that gives you a mechanical benefit that will remind you of where you came from as a character throughout your adventuring career. So if you felt in the past, my background is cool from a backstory perspective, but it sort of feels like when I get to a higher level, it's not making much of an impact on my character anymore, we have addressed that. That's my Jeremy Crawford voice. He doesn't sound like that, by the way. Just in my brain. So yeah, it goes on and on and on and on. I think it clocks in. I thought there was a page count. Oof. The revised DMG will apparently have a complete campaign setting as well as several adventures, according to a senior designer, James Wyatt. Wow, James is still there. Crazy. And the revised monster manual will have more than 500 monsters. Challenge ratings like the Blob of Annihilation. If you've ever wondered what a CR20 or higher ooze looks like, the new monster manual has you covered. But you do not want to be covered by this blob. Hey-o. Witty, Mr. Crawford. So, yeah. The books are expected in 2024, which is both the 50th anniversary of D&D's publication. I don't know if we've even got a date, though. So, anyways, there's you goes about the D's and D's. Sean's ads haven't figured out he's a Mac guy. Yeah. Wait, the Free League ads usually pop up for me. Monsters. It's my accent. Good to play some D&D monsters. And high level play will absolutely work this time. Yeah. History's repeating itself with WotC. It's a 2004, not 2024 to those guys. Bigger revised core rule books. Yeah. Like, if you're turned, like, I know one person in the chat, it's like, if they say bigger rule book, it's like totally off his list. Right? The only reason I think to put a complete campaign setting in the DMG. Who knows if there'd be delay with those books for sure. Hopefully the monster manual is better organized. It's not revised exactly the same, but different and better. So, all right. All right. It needs, let's see. We'll do this one. Then hit the right button. Nominate your most anticipated RPG of 2024. So, shit. I should have asked this before I pulled it up. Did you guys, did you know that Pendragon was the one for 2023? 2023, when they did this in last year, Ian World, the one that was most anticipated was Pendragon. Pendragon, the starter set, was the most anticipated. So I do not have, because I'm waiting for the game. But somebody said get it. Dorcas, I think, said. This is gloomy. You're ruining Christmas, Sean. Sorry. I'll pick it up. Gotta go. See ya, Fraser. See ya. Pendragon, yes. Pendragon was the most anticipated for 2023. We'll see if it comes out in 2024. Pendragon, yes. Later, Fraser. So yeah, if you're interested in throwing in a game, they actually have the table for each year that Ian World did this. That's pretty awesome. So number 1 slots going back to 2013, 13th age. 2014's not in there for some reason. 2015, Star Wars Force and Destiny. 2016, Rifts for Savage Worlds. 2017, Trudvang Chronicles. 2018, Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition. 2019, Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. 2020 was Dune. 2021 was Dune / Twilight 2000. Joint. So dude probably missed 2019 and then got carried to 2020. 2022 was Blade Runner. And then 2023 was King Arthur Pendragon 6th Edition. Why is he pronouncing it like that? It's driving me nuts. It's Pendragon, you ass. Yeah. You're welcome. All right. Let's keep moving. Come on. Let's do this. Good gracious. Get over here. Oh, come on. T-Pain will play first D&D game at DreamHack. DreamHack announced the one-shot starring T-Pain, Anjali Bhamani, Lou Wilson, Hurt Life, and Beck Godsey on X. So they're going to stream it on X, or Twitter, if you will, formerly known as Twitter. That should be the name of that platform. X, formerly known as Twitter platform. D&D game will be held on DreamHack's main stage on Sunday, December 17th, tomorrow, as of this recording, 12:30 Eastern Time. Unfortunately, DreamHack did not disclose whether any portion of the event would be recorded for later stream or distribution, which means you should record the screen. Not encouraging that, folks. Meaning this rare opportunity will likely only be afforded to lucky convention attendants and those that pirate it. And re-release it. So there you go. Dudes, dudettes, would you ever have known a pop rapper would be playing D&D in 2023 and streaming it online? What's this going to do to D&D? Will this blow it up? It is Beats, man. Beats is big because they let all the movie stars and sports athletes wear Beats everywhere. That was part of the marketing strategy behind Beats, the headsets. And everybody was like, oh, dude, I want those. If you watch there's a documentary on that. There you go. On his personal Twitch channel, T-Pain has played games like Dave the Driver, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Forza Horizon 5. Sunday will denote his first journey in the realm of tabletop role-playing, with himself and Hurt Life flanked by some notable figures in the TTRPG scene. There you go. T-Pain and Nappy Boy Gaming will be spending DreamHack weekend meeting fans and aiding in the convention's partnership with Toys for Tots. Well, that's good to put out there and know. T-Pain shared information about the toy drive on social media, encouraging those attending D&D One Shot to consider bringing a donation for a child in need this holiday season. It's getting close to a cutoff, though. I think they really need those early so they can get them out in time for the holiday. So there you go. Good that they're doing some goodness there. We will play an auto-tune bard. Whoa. See ya, Kev. See ya, Jason. All right. I see Cockatrice Nuggets. Good to see you. Let's see. Did I put this in the chat? Probably not. Let's do that, shall we? I just wanted to put it out there because, like, it's just a weird time. Who would have thought T-Pain, like, playing D&D? That might be pretty entertaining. Let's, God blast it all in a, let's see, this one. I think I put that one out last time. I think I put this one out last time. Sean, you should probably, like, keep track of these. Well, yeah, so what? Maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe I will. Bundles. Let's do bundles quick, right? 'Tis the season to save some money. Dungeon Fantasy. This is the Steve Jackson Games. This might have been out for a little while. I can't remember, but some notable bundles that you may want to check out if you haven't already. So there's the one Dungeon Fantasy, which is the Dungeon Fantasy for GURPS, the Dungeon Fantasy bundle powered by GURPS. There's Traveler Mercenaries. If you're a Traveler fan, it's the Mongoose version 2020 second edition Traveler and some of the books there. There's also the Mongoose Traveler bundle. So I guess there might be two different things going on. Check that out. And then last but not least, Dragonbane and Year Zero Engine. Yo. So if you're interested in, they've got Twilight 2000, Dragonbane, Vaesen, not 2000, no Twilight 2000. Why is that highlighted? Dragonbane, Vaesen, Starter Collection. Vaesen, Forbidden Lands, core game, Coriolis, 3rd edition core book. And the one that you started your Mutant Year Zero role playing at the end of days. So there you go. And then relief goes to, or the some of the proceeds goes to Direct Relief, which sends protective gear and critical care medications to health workers with emergency deliveries to medical facilities across the U.S. and Canada. That's a good one. I think I have probably all of those. I wonder if that's the one you were talking about, Harrigan. The Atlas Compendium for Coriolis. Yeah, there's more. So there's more. Dragonbane Core Set, Dragonbane Quick Start Guide, Twilight 2000 Core Set, Vaesen Mythic Britain and Ireland, and the Coriolis Atlas Compendium. So all the pictures depict what you're getting in this, unless you scroll down like this. So there you go. Totally worth it. If you're looking to, if you like PDFs and you're interested in some Free League stuff, this is a good bundle. And I don't say that for everybody. Of Free League stuff. Just saying. I do kind of sort sometimes. Sometimes. Eileen, good to see you. That was it. Good to know. Thanks. I figured as soon as I saw it, I'm like, that's the one Harrigan's talking about, I bet. And I don't have that. So maybe I should get it. I don't know if I get the bundle. I don't know if I have it. I don't know if I'm missing anything in this bundle except for that one. Oh, well, anyways, there you go. Moving. We gotta get going here. As Pistol Pete, my buddy would say, shit's gotta get done, Sean. What should we do? Let's do, and I forgot my transitions, man. Let's do print news. Swoosh. Sean, I saw something about Candela Obscura being on Roll20. Yes, you did, Ty. You did. Oh, man, why do these open like this? Driving me nuts. Swoosh. Yeah, it worked. All right. Sweet. Sweet. Print news. All right, let's get into it here. Print news, Ian World. Let's go. Chop, chop. Here's a link. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got to automate some of this stuff. Okay. Print news, Cubicle 7, Mongoose, Melsonian Arts Council, and more. So, yeah. Orcus Holiday Special, not to be confused with Orcus Dorcas in the chat, by the way. D&D 5th edition, bundle of 3 softcover adventures for $60 by Frog God Games. There you go. Doctor Who 60 Years of Adventure Book 1, Doctor Who 60 Years of Adventure Book 2 by Cubicle 7, $40 each. Has anybody played Doctor Who role-playing game? That thinks Doctor Who's been around for ages, and the Whovians are crazy fanatics. I got to imagine it's just bigger, larger in Europe, maybe? Anybody playing Doctor Who? Yes, Orcus Dorcas. Yes, lawsuit still pending. Oh, God. Traveler, The Trailing Frontier by Mongoose Publishing for Traveler, Mongoose Traveler. Hardcover supplement with poster maps for Ley and Gateway sectors, $60. Troika, Slate and Chalcedony by Melsonian Arts Council. Softcover rulebook. Unique 2D6 system. In Troika, a cosmopolitan group of fellow PC travelers explore the ends of a science fantasy multiverse. The PCs fly on mystic barges across the humpbacked sky, help dying gods, solve confounding crimes, plunder dead worlds, and meet strange and wonderful people. There you go. Check that out. Finster's Monster-matic Cookbook by Renegade Game Studios for Power Rangers, $55. The Monster Overhaul by Coins and Scrolls Publishing for the OSR. I think a lot of people were was that Kickstarted? I think it was Kickstarted. And so I think a lot of people really like this book. Got some pretty good people talking about it. Hey, Gobsy, Hobbsy. May Scary's Appendix, a creature catalog. 2 have been directly used and helped my game. Monster Overhaul is difficult for me to use, but I can't find why exactly. Orcus Dorcas says, Doctor Who's like Avatar. I know a ton of people have it, but I've never heard anyone playing it. Orcus, the Monster Overhaul is fantastic. Chalcedony. Chalcedony. Oops. Thanks, Harrigan. Chalcedony. Chalcedony in North America. Yeah, so there's the Monster Overhaul. Bestiary provides prompts that are difficult to invent. Under pressure, names, details, motivations, secrets, riddles, maps, twists, and more. 200 monsters, 20 plus maps, random encounter tables, indexes, and other useful stuff, eh? Chair, Click Clack and the Gushing Graveler by Radit Incantati. Liminal Horror, pamphlet adventure, 4x6 card on premium cardstock, $7 and $6. Looks pretty cool. The Chair is an adventure for 2 to 4 players. The PCs explore the house, try to survive, and attempt to destroy the chair. Rebels of the Outlaw Wastes by Nerdy Pup Games. Unique with sticker-based advancement. Softcover, $35. In film-grained, hyper-saturated retro dystopia, the PCs try to strike a blow against the tyranny of the powers that be. Yeah, man. Down with the man. And free the downtrodden of the valley with the power of friendship, beatdowns, and explosions. PCs are rebels. Yeah. And play as cyborgs, robots, mutants, and rock and roll nomads in a dangerous but beautiful wasteland left over from the collapse of the old world. Sweet. PCs can heed the call of the voice, mysterious DJ played by the GM that broadcasts hints and warnings into the waste to help guide rebels to their destiny. There you go. There you go. There you go. Let me close some of these, shall we? Shall we? All right. So here, Ty, it's. I don't know if there was like a real release, like a press release for this, but Candela Obscura from Darrington Press is out in PDF. I don't know. Can you get this in print, or are they not putting it out in print? Appalachia. Candela Obscura. You're needed. Investigators join the secret society. Anybody buy this yet? Ty, do you have this? Are you getting it? The quick start guide is free. So, you know, this one is PDF. And it is marked down from $39.99 to $19.99. It has not been reviewed. Rowan Hall and Spencer Stark are one of the two of the authors. Boy, you read some of these comments on here. Now, it's not been reviewed, but there's comments and discussions on here. Like, I'm going to take the time to write this. Okay, another mystery-solving RPG. I just don't know why I should invest the money in Candela Obscura while I already have Blades in the Dark, system-wise, and a plethora of some decade-old and well-loved source books from the other Gaslight/pulp settings like Call of Cthulhu. Abenture 1880, Private Eye, Masterbook, World of Darkness, Victorian, Trinity Consortium Adventure, etc. on my shelf. Please tell me the advantage and what makes this system special, worth purchasing and paying. Does Darrington Press deliver printed books to Germany? And what are the shipping costs? Will the books be available on Amazon sooner or later? And is there a voucher for the PDF in it, like they do at the German Midgard shop? Or is the PDF only included if I buy a Darrington Press? Like, some good questions they could probably put out. Like, now I got to imagine some of that's out in some type of video, I would imagine, but who knows? Oh, man, the internet, just ruthless. You are getting it, Ty? I'm interested to hear how it goes, what it's like. Now that I might run, Jim. What did Jim say? So you can GM as the DJ from the Warriors. Sometimes I feel like we can get Sean to say anything. Thanks, Eric. That's why you're here. Like, how fun would the chat be if I never A, acknowledged you guys, and 2, like, interacted with you? And that, when you tell me to do something and I do it, I mean, that's like, it's like going on stream and having like a little buttons to push and then see what happens and change the camera angles and have the person dance and do all kinds of other stuff. Like, what fun would it? Now that's more fun, right? Not a good week for Candela. It's been dragged through the coals this week. Is it really? Shocker. Don't buy it. If it's not your game, don't buy it. But research it. If it sounds interesting, it's half off. Watch the live stream. The live stream's not going to go into a lot of the mechanics, but at least you'll get a feel of the tone. Man, internet's so oof. I just sometimes think it's such a resource for people that are so ticked off at everything just to go on and like release. And that's what they do. I don't know. Orcus Dorcas says, essentially it's a horror game that doesn't want to do horror. Rules are questionable and it's very preachy. Oh, interesting. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I'm just talking about Shaft. Anyways. Paul. Good to see you, Paul. So there you go, Ty. Let me know how it is. Let us know what your thoughts are. I'm interested. I don't know if it's on my radar necessarily. I mean, I just want to know about it, but I don't think it's a game I'll probably pick up just because I've got lots of other games I want to get to the table. And, if I there's other ones that I think are not similar, but, that one person that first commented has a good point. I just don't know if you need to write it on there. Like, by the way, well, just go play your other games, dude. Jeez. Let's see. What else? Oh. Who is in Mirko Digital Hobbit's Outgunned game? BS Archon. He's running Outgunned. I think it's sold out. I think I wanted to get in that. I think I had a conflict, or I just didn't take advantage of the situation and get into that. But Outgunned was done by the folks at Two Little Mice who had done the Compass game. Full Compass? No, that's a audio video store. What is the Compass game? Oh, so bad. Outgunned World of Killers. $14 PDF is out. In this manual, you get 5 new roles, 1 special role, 9 tropes, trained dogs, killer gear, hunts and getaway rules, the setting of World of Killers, the cinematic campaign ready to play. This does have me intrigued. Like, I like feng shui and I do want to get it to the table, but I don't know if it's like the game I want to play that's high action enough. Still a little more crunchiness to it that I may like. I don't know. So World of Killers Outgunned is the system that I may, I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, this is out. I think that is all for the print news. Well, yeah, that's all for print news. An Alien, the better builder, the building better worlds was kind of part of that too. So pre-order that if you'd like. Let's see what else we can get into. What time? Okay, good. How are we on time? Good? Good on time? All right, sweet. My producers tell me we're good on time. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Crowdfunding. All right. Crowdfunding, yes. Yes, sirree. Brought to you by Ian World. This stream not advertised or sponsored by Ian World, but go over to Ian World, show them some love. Read some articles. They got other articles that I don't cover over there. First one, crowdfunding, The Seeker's Guide to Enchanting Emporiums from Ghostfire Gaming. Ghostfire Gaming, big 5e publisher. Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition system. That's what this is for. It is, you need a magic shop. Not just any magic shop, but the best in the land. The tome offers 15 of the most enchanting emporiums to choose from. Look at this thing. $20,000 minimum. It's at $465,000. That's crazy insane. The Electric State. The Electric State. It's in its final throes here. Your Zero Engine core rulebook. If you haven't checked that out, it is like in the mix of becoming a series, movie. Yeah. Big screen. It's going to be adapted to the big screen by the Russo brothers, starring Millie Bobby Brown and Chris Pratt. Millie Bobby Brown. What a name. Takes me back to the 80s, let me tell you. So we'll get the game before the motion picture. Uses Year Zero engine. Game sets you on a journey through the ruins of America, traveling among the discarded mechs and downed drones of the Second Civil War and the refuse of rampant consumerism. What? Consumerism? What? This game is about the journey to the characters' experiences, not where they're going. Think of a wasteland brimming with an excess of failures, and your characters have to cross it. Every step is a moment to reflect, realize how far you've gone and how far you have to go. Part cyberpunk, part post-apocalyptic, and all traveling narrative. This TTRPG is waiting for fans for great free league games. So at 3 million kroner with a 250,000 kroner goal. Anybody get in on this? I should get in on it, I think. Sounds like a Morganzo version of The Road. Yeah. I heard The Road's do I have it on audiobook? I heard it's a really depressing one. I think you backed it here again. I think Brett had The Road. Was it The Road with Viggo Mortensen, the movie? Based on the book, obviously. I heard it's really kind of depressing. I mean, post-apocalyptic worlds aren't like parties, but, you know. Anyways, Knock issue 4 from the Merry Mushmen, OSR sourcebook. Man, these look better and better every time they put one out, don't they? 4th issue in this series is 212 pages of OSR greatness. No theme, just articles, all written, laid out, and waiting for your order. You'll get what you'd expect in an OSR book, including game design, insight, random tables, rules, suggestions, monsters, classes, maps, and adventures. Euros, 5,000 euros. It's at 107,000. The Isle of Cedra, a setting and supporting adventures for old school essentials. So some of these are going to be ending very quickly, probably within the next week or few days. So if you want to take advantage of some of these, $46 the average pledge. It's by Gaming Ballistic. A company known for supporting Steve Jackson games is the Fantasy Trip. But this is for OSE. So it's funded. It's a sea-centric setting, started as a TFT campaign, the Fantasy Trip campaign setting. A pair of isolated islands that are big enough to allow a campaign, but not so big that there is too much sprawl. And they converted them to OSE. There you go. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. The Belly of Aramkas by Pontus Bjorlin for Dragonbane. It's an adventure. Third-party Dragonbane adventure designed for Free League's fantasy system. This adventure is 96 pages of monsters, maps, 2 playable kin, 2 new professions, and more. Promising towns, a mountain, and difficult travels as your characters defend against what haunts the mountains. If you need an adventure for Dragonbane, check this out. It is funded. Forborg. Where's the? I'm waiting for the Schonborg. Merkborg system core rulebook, £16 This is more Merkborg, but redone to only use D4s. The same doom metal idea as the regular game, but this features exploding D4s and a standalone game. Why the world needs Merkborg and 4s is a valid question, and for £4, you can get the PDF to learn the answer. The campaign is a tongue-in-cheek, realizing the absurdity of this project. I will say, if it's a hit, there's so much we can convert to D4s. And it's like, what? 43,000% funded? At like the pledge goal. They were targeting £4. I see a theme. The Road is heartbreaking. Yeah, that's what I heard. Movie's good too. Good to know. Road is a great book. Bleak and beautifully written. Oh boy. Maybe I'll nothing to pick things up. And anyways, maps your party will die for. City, DM's workbook and maps from Laid Back Dungeon Master. System neutral RPG accessory, $25 Australian dollars for the PDF and POD discount versions of the book plus more. Interconnectable city maps, all modern landscapes. You'll get cities, rivers, ports, docks. This would be good for a supers. If you're like supers, you want to throw down just like a city. You guys could like tear it up. There you go. $8,000 of $1,000 goal. Australian. There you go. Ends in 5 days. Check it out. Gackling Moon from False Machine. Look at that. What is this? System neutral source book, 19 pounds plus shipping and handling. This is a system neutral campaign setting featuring a world where the moon has many facets, each of which reflect the sun's light back in different spectrums and images. These changes alter the type of magic that's available. The book details and illustrates the wider world, giving unique details to every corner. If you're a fan of odd fantasy settings, wild, varying magic, and unexpected possibility, this book may speak to you. It's funded £10,000 sterling of 3,500 goal. Looks pretty cool. Blood Meridian needs to get a movie treatment. Let's see. Cockatrice. PS isn't an insta back for me. PS is? What's PS? Did I miss PS? What's PS? What? Did I miss it? What's PS? Gackling Moon sounds like Invisible Sun. Does it? Is it Patrick Stewart? Is that what you're talking about? P.S. Gackling Moon has come up on my radar from time to time. Patrick Stewart, yeah. So that's, I should probably note, it says from False Machine, but on the cover it says Patrick Stewart and Tom Kemp. And if you are, Patrick Stewart did Veins? Did he do Veins or something? He did it. He's done some really good, cool Stewart RPGs. Yeah, he did. Oh, is he on Maze of the Blue Medusa? No. Veins of the Earth was one of his. He's done some really cool stuff. Yeah, false machine matching blog. Yep, Veins of the Earth, Deep Carbon Observatory, co-author Blue Medusa 2. Yeah, that's what I got here, yeah. So, yes. Interesting. Orcus, what? You broke Swan Cockatrice. Silent Titans. That one is not listed here for some reason. Anyways, I think that is all that I had. There were some other things I skipped over. We'll touch these. Why not? We got a little time. Whatever. Damn button. So MCDM RPG. We talked about this last week when it kicked off, and it's like, I think it's at like $3 million. It's probably even higher than that now. What is it at? Let's just backer kit. Coming up on 3.2, and it still has 20 days left. Would I say 6? I think it'll be hard to hit 6. I think I was like, it'll probably hit 6 million, but I don't know, maybe not. 18,000 backers, still kind of lower. But I think also one of the things to keep in mind is that some of these folks will probably just wait till it's out and then buy it. So in the retail chains. So I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna get enough. I don't know if he's gonna get the same amount of backers as some of the other products that he's had, because they may, this is a big game system. But who knows? Who knows? Anyways, 3.2 million or 3.157 million. The folks at Geek Native say that the VTT is unlocked. The largest project on BackerKit this month is MCDM RPG. It may be the largest yet, beating Restoration Games' 2 million Return to Dark Tower from last year. So that's BackerKit, right? So when Blake Ryan watches this and he's like keeping track of stuff, he's got to note BackerKit's different than Kickstarter. Not taking anything away from Matt because, well, $30 million Kickstarter. Wow. They go into some of the details, but ruffling some OSR feathers, they say MCDM dives in by disregarding the sacred cows from the 70s. It is a game with, but not about, dungeon crawling with a system which PCs cannot miss. Well, we all knew that was going to be the case. As soon as he's like, it's not hex crawling, it's not for the grognards. I think he even wrote that in one of his pitches on BackerKit. Hey, at least talking about me. Come on, who cares? It's not so you don't want to play the game. Funding for the MCDM project, 2 books, 400 pages, blah, blah, blah. We went some of this. 2d6. So now they say MCDM says they'll publish the game under an open license if successful. Backers, $40. What? They talked about their 3 million and unlocks their custom VTT, but then in the whole article... here we go. Bury the lead. The publisher also said they'll custom build a new virtual tabletop. That could be even more disruptive and interesting to the RPG market than a popular new core rule set. We think a virtual tabletop that lets you play this game with folks remotely, especially in this day and age, is critical to letting people play how and when they want. We believe very strongly that a custom designed VTT built from the ground up to work with our game is the best solution because it means we can custom tailor the user experience. Therefore, should we hit 1.5 million, we will pay someone to work on this. We can't promise it will exist. Software development is risky and fraught with perils, but we already have a working prototype there. So they're just kind of reiterating that. So I figured I'd throw it out there. Is anybody in on the MCDM RPG? I know it's not like a lot of people in our community. It's probably not their jam, but that doesn't mean somebody's not interested. Jim says, I hope it's successful and the people it's meant for enjoying it. Yes. So do you think they are actually going to rename it or stick with MCDM? Brandon says, I'm in on MCDM. Okay, cool. Didn't realize they were going to make a whole new VTT. We need new VTTs like we need new RPG systems. Yeah, well, some of them are getting kind of kicked to the side, like they're not being overly profitable. So, hey man, free market, dude. Only the strong will survive. They will rename. Yeah, they'll rename it. I wonder what. And they have said it. They're going to rename it. It's not the MCDM. That's a working code name for the RPG. I mean, they could keep it, but they intended to use it as a placeholder. What will it be? That'd be maybe a question of the day. If you had to rename the MCDM RPG, what would you name it? Tharn Hariyar Yara. Is that it? Dude, I'm gonna keep an eye on that guy. Tim says, we do need new RPG systems. There are a lot of untapped themes and genres out there. Paul says, hopefully something with SEO value, unlike Tales of the Valiant. Orcus Dorcas says, name it core rules and ability scores. Cockatrice, gather mortals. Got to keep in line with the other books. Brandon Barnes, monsters, cockatrices, dungeons, and mobs. Well, it's a definitely successful crowdfunder, right? As it stands today. What is that? Oh man, let's bounce this guy, right? I got it. Thanks, Harrigan. That'll work. Give him a cool off time. The mamster and ruler of all the times. He might have been bow down to Tharan. The last comment was probably like towards MCDM. Yeah, that's fine. Anyways, just too much new person never seen before, just coming in. So, anyways, yeah. Thanks, Jim. Neil before Zod. Well, so let's so I gotta stop saying that word. That's a Wisconsin Midwest trigger. I gotta cut that out. Anyways, fantasy game 3 million. There's a good one. I like that. I don't know. Is it 3 million or FG3M? Ooh. Just for me, no super mod powers on YT. Well, I should probably get you some. Yeah, there. Hey, Shambot. I had that pointed out to me this past week. I went down to Austin for work, and they're like, "Oh, so." Oh man. Anyways, well, let's wrap this sucker up so you guys can get on with your weekend. You guys are getting mod powers. Well, I think Harrigan did originally because he was one showing up from, and I don't think I had anybody else's like a handle at the time. So, and we haven't had to do anything. So, because I think Harrigan was one of the first that kept just following. So. I know it's a risk, but you know. What's going on in RPG world of Sean? We just wrapped up Cyborg, so we're going to play Vaesen. Wayne is going to be doing that, so it'll be my first time playing Vaesen. It'll be fun. I think we're going to do some pre-gens, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think he put links out there. So short arc for Vaesen. I'm looking forward to it. We wrapped up Star Trek Adventures. It sounds like that'll be on hiatus moving forward. We ran through some vignettes. It was good. I'm still trying to think if I like that game. I think I like the game and what it's trying to do. I just don't maybe care for how it's doing it. It's very Star Trek-y, for sure. I just have to watch and play it more often to get a grok of the rules. I'm not a big fan of reading all the rules. Some of you know this. Like, knowing the rules is fine, but there's a lot in moving pieces. So I'm not quite sure. The more complexity, moving pieces, the more I'm like, because then it just becomes messed up in my brain. I can't keep it all straight. So that's done. So my Thursdays will be freed up, I think, a little bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do my off weeks. I can't let that go too long. I don't need a break. Gabe, haha, I'm loving Sean talking about around STA. Gabe, did you just show up, Gabe? I should probably pour this in Star Trek one here. I should probably, every time I stream, I should drink out of this glass. I mean, come on. I got two of them. I could rotate them. If one's in the dishwasher, I could use the other one. So maybe I was just not, I wasn't I had to probably drink from the goblet of Star Trek. What a great glass, right? And I have to say, I think the vanilla Coke tastes better coming out of it. Just want to say. These guys. I think Gabe laughs because as we're trying to maneuver through the mechanics and like, I'm recording it. It's an actual play, live play, like recorded play. We did, and I mentioned this weeks and weeks ago when we started. We want to run get into the rules. We don't want to just make rulings. Want to know it, learn it. And so the guys were getting into it. Like, we're looking up the rules. I kind of lay in the weeds. I'm the quietest one. Believe it or not, quieter one of the group, I would say. So when Gabe laughs when I talk about it, because I don't give a lot of feedback on my thoughts of everything. So now that I'm bringing it up, I'm sure he finds it amusing. Yeah. Yeah, there's things to say about it, like layout and things and making it maybe more simpler. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's a fine game. And I think what it's trying to do to be Star Trek, it is trying to do that and facilitate it, which is great. Because sometimes, I guess I could use D&D to play Star Trek. I have done some of what they're doing in Star Trek and doing D&D, using D&D. I did. Shell shocked in STA. I pretty much was. It was a lot of words. I felt like everybody was looking things up and enabling things and like, okay, this is how it's done. Here's a reference sheet Gabe typed up. And all I was Charlie Brown and the teacher, and I was the one behind the desk, and the teacher was like, so I rolled 2d20. Okay, do I add this? Gabe says, I think I have it mostly down besides Starship Combat and Starship Actions. Multiple reference sheet, multiple books. Yes, I probably should, and I'm a much better person. I learn better from like probably doing than reading and absorbing, like doing it over and over, especially with games, understanding the mechanics after the fact. Maybe some YouTube videos would have helped if I would have watched, but sometimes they boil the YouTube video down like, STA uses 2d20. So you take a combination of two things, two stats, and then you add them together, and that's your target number, and you got to roll below. Oh, okay. So if you get that, that's like the whole game. Well, it is not really. Because it's not just that. That is at the core, but it's not just that all the time. That's why I like to play in a game before running it. I agree, Brandon. And that's one of the things, too, that I like to do, but don't always have the piece. Yeah, that's just the foundation. Right. What is 2d20? Well, here's 2d20. It's these two columns with imagine two ability arrays. You add the two numbers you have in each one. So if you have a 7 in one and an 8 in another, you add them up, it's 15. So your target number is 15. That's at the core of every 2d20 game. Conan, STA, Dune probably. And there's a lot built on that foundation. Yeah, there is. But there's so many and by the way, if you do this, then you can get an extra die. And that die automatically succeeds, but you roll it. But if you don't roll a success, then it's not a double. And then if you roll a 1 on one of those, then you get 2 successes. And then so you add that. So the most you can have is 4 successes from 2d20 rolls. Because if you roll 1s on each, those are critical, which allows you to get an additional 1 success. And for every success over the difficulty, which the GM puts out there, then you can get momentum, and then you can use that momentum to do other things. But it's some of the situations like, starship combat, and you have different duty stations and all this other stuff. I do get it. I get that, but it's all the other. If this is how I like frame up games like this. If you read a paragraph and it starts to be like, if you ever seen the TV show where somebody starts to explain something and then if the voice drowns out and fades into the background and you're kind of imagining something else, and then they say, Sean, and then you kind of snap out of it. If it does that to me, I should pull up an example out of the rule book. When doing this, the Sean, it's your turn. Oh, okay. What do I have to roll? 2d20? Okay. What 2 things should I pick? No. We're doing this now. Oh, okay. You can't ask questions. You gotta only ask questions when you succeed. Anyways, so STA was fun. It was a great experience. Thank you, Gabe, for running. Thanks for Kevin and Harrigan and joining me in that effort to learn that game, that system. So yeah, and then Castles and Crusades with the Jeff gang. I don't know when the next session is. Probably not till January. Hasn't been like put in stone yet. Yeah. So we'll see. We shall see. BSRCon's coming up in January. People are submitting events. It's kind of trickled down on the submission side. There's still some open events available. So if you're interested in checking out BSRCon, it's the 3rd year we're running an online convention. Many of the people in the chat will be around running or playing, which is great. I think what I'm going to do, there is an event I'm going to bring up here, and I'm going to do this by type seminar. So there is a seminar that I want to highlight. It's ACE Role-Playing Game Clubs, Preventing Suicide Using TTRPGs. TTRPGs saved my life when I was a teen. I now strive to use TTRPGs to help replicate that for modern teens. I teach them to game master and help them set up their group. This organization is growing, and I'd like to share it with any other sponsor who would be interested in helping. This is being done by Othen's Eye, is I think his Discord handle. It's a seminar online, like it could be up to 50 people. It's on Friday of the con, which is January 19th, from 4 p.m. Central Time to 4:50. It's about an hour. And what I would be willing to do, I'm going to put this in the chat as well, is like not that I can police all this anyway, but I think what I may do is put this out for the public. Like anybody who wants to join, they don't have to buy a badge. They just can show up at this time into this. I think he's using, what is he using? Why is it not listed? It is using, bear with me. Oh, he doesn't have one picked. I don't know if he's using Discord standard. And why aren't those fields required? But anyways, if it's in a Discord or a Zoom or whatever, like you don't have to buy a badge or anything. Just show up and get informed by the individual that's providing that seminar. Because nobody signed up for it. But I think it's a good seminar. I'm sure it's going to be good. I hope it's going to be good. Presented wise, I have to imagine that if he's talked about this before and the mission, I would love to get some people in there to kind of help them out with that. So there you go. But there's lots of games going on. Lots of games that everybody can play. We have, I don't know, over 50 games, maybe. I have to do another inventory. That's a great topic seminar idea. Yeah, for sure. It's heavy. I'm sure it's gonna be a heavy one, but I may sit on it. I don't know if I have a conflict. I have to double check. But I understand. Some people want to come and play RPGs. Seminars aren't going to probably get a high turnout. Rob and I think, have one guy maybe for our foundry, but we'll see. I still have to sign up for games myself. And I don't know if I'm going to run one. I'm just doing a foundry forge like tutorial with Rob, Accidental Rob. But other than that, I haven't signed up for anything or decided to run anything yet. We'll see. But come to the link in the chat. Sign up, $10 for a badge for the whole weekend, whether you play no games or one game or 20 games. It's all inclusive. Half of what comes through is going to get donated to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I'll cut a check to them. And, we've raised over $1,000 so far for contributing for the last 2 cons to that cause. So, yeah, there's that. Other than that, I don't know if I have anything else to highlight. And we're right at the top of the hour. All right, sweet, man. I want to thank these individuals for supporting me financially and throwing some shekels each month. Thank you so much on Patreon. Thank you. Why can't I share the events to Google+? Why can't I share the event to Google+? Oh, because of the link. They have a Google+ icon on there. That's funny. Thank you very much, everybody. For those of you that join me, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. You guys put gas in my tank to do this every weekend that I do at 8 a.m. Central Time Saturdays, unless pending some emergency. Yeah. I think I'm going to wrap it up. Be a positive force in tabletop RPG hobby. Move, create, and learn. And we'll see you next week. And if you want to join our Discord, I could see you sooner. Partake in the discussion there. Link down below. That's okay. You don't have to apologize, Eileen. See you guys later. Have a good